Welcome to the Deep Dive. We are diving into the world of Viking mythology. Yeah, we're uncovering a world that's more than just those horned helmets and epic battles.
Right, you've got it.
There's a lot of depth to uncover here.
It's a really fascinating world, lots to discover. And at the center of it all, you've got Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil, yeah.
The world tree.
The world tree.
Holding those 9 realms of Viking cosmology, all in its branches and its roots.
I mean, it's more than just a tree, though, right? It's like their representation of the entire, cosmos.
Yeah, it's a symbol of the cosmos, definitely.
Which is a very intricate and fascinating concept.
Yeah, and it's really intricate. Just picture this giant ash tree. I mean, so vast that the roots reach down into the underworld.
Okay.
One root even goes into this well.
Wow.
The Well of Erd. And it's guarded by Mimir, who he possesses this immense wisdom, the knowledge of the past.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then up at the top in the branches, you have Asgard, which is home to the gods.
Yeah.
And that's connected to Midgard, which is our world, by the Bifrost, the Shimmering Bridge.
Right. The Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, it's more than just a tree. It's like a map of their entire universe.
You've got it, a map, or even like a model. And it's not just, a peaceful model. You've got this dragon, Nidhogg.
Oh, right, Nidhogg.
Constantly chewing at the roots, trying to bring the whole thing down.
Intense.
And then you've got this squirrel, Ratatosk.
Ratatosk. Okay.
And he runs up and down between the realms.
Okay, so he's like the messenger.
Kind of. But he doesn't carry messages. He carries insults and gossip. Yeah. Between Nidhogg at the bottom of the tree and this eagle, who's perched at the top.
So it's chaotic. But this is what I think is really interesting, this struggle, this constant push and pull between order, chaos, destruction, and renewal. This wasn't seen as something to be feared. This was a fundamental truth of existence.
Yeah, exactly. It's not static. It's not eternal. It's an entity. It's alive.
Yeah.
And it's under constant threat. So that reflects their belief system, right?
Right.
The cyclical nature of, everything.
And even the gods weren't exempt from this cycle.
No one is safe from the cycle.
Right. And this is where the Norns come in.
That's right, the Norns.
These figures who weave fate.
Yes, there are 3 of them. They weave fate at the foot of Yggdrasil, and they water the roots from the Well of Erd.
I see. So they're maintaining it.
In a way, they embody this interconnectedness of the past, present, future, which is so central to how Vikings, saw the world.
So it's like their actions have consequences.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow. It really makes you think, if the world tree represents this interconnectedness, how did they see their place in it all? Like, what was their role in this cosmic dance of creation and destruction?
That's a great question, and a great place to pick up next time.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing to think about, that even the gods were subject to that same, fate.
Yeah.
That cyclical nature of the cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the gods, though, should we meet some of these residents of Asgard?
Oh, definitely. I think we should probably start with Odin, right?
Okay.
The All-Father.
The All-Father.
Yeah, and people always picture him as this, stern, one-eyed ruler, But there's a lot more to him.
Well, he did sacrifice his eye to Mimir's well.
Exactly.
For wisdom. That's not just a thirst for knowledge. That's like a deep understanding.
That's a commitment.
Of the sacrifices required for, true insight.
100%. And the Vikings, they didn't shy away from, the difficult things in life, the harsher aspects of existence. And Odin, he embodies that. Remember that story when he hung himself from Yggdrasil?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
For 9 days and nights, pierced by his own spear.
Brutal.
Just to gain knowledge of the runes.
The runes. What are the runes exactly? It sounds like more than an alphabet.
It is more than an alphabet. They're ancient symbols. Each one has a very deep meaning and power. And yeah, they were used for writing. But also for things like divination, magic, understanding the mysteries of the cosmos.
Oh, wow.
It was through the runes that Odin, he was able to see glimpses of the future.
Okay.
Glimpses of Ragnarok even.
Intense. And speaking of powerful forces, we can't forget Thor, the god of thunder.
Right.
Wielding his hammer, Mjolnir.
Yep.
He's like the epitome of strength and might. But he's also been known to be a bit gullible.
He's a little naive.
Naive, yeah.
It's true.
I mean, we always think of Thor as this unstoppable force.
Hell yeah.
Which he is.
He's also a little bit of a himbo.
Okay. So the myths, they show him as being kind of naive.
Definitely. You remember when Loki convinced him to dress as Freya to get his hammer back?
Oh, that's a classic Loki move.
Classic.
Always up to his tricks.
Always.
It's like these gods really embody different parts of the Viking worldview,
Yeah.
the noble and the flawed.
Totally. Thor is strength. But it's a reminder that you have to temper that strength with some wisdom as well.
Right.
And speaking of complex figures, we can't forget Freya.
Freya, the goddess of love, beauty, and magic.
That's right.
She seems to have it figured out. Riding into battle in a chariot pulled by cats.
How cool is that?
That's amazing.
Right. She's this amazing figure because she really embodies both, this allure of beauty, but the power of a warrior as well.
Okay.
Remember, she's also tied to the Valkyries.
Right.
Who choose who will die in battle and who will go to Valhalla.
Yeah. So it's almost like she represents like that duality in the Viking world.
Right.
Fierce and beautiful, strategic and passionate.
Yeah.
And then there's Loki, the ultimate wild card.
Oh, Loki. The trickster.
Yeah.
God of mischief and chaos and stories.
Yeah. He is at the heart of a lot of drama in these myths. It's like he just can't resist stirring the pot.
He can't help himself.
Even if it means causing trouble for himself, let alone everyone else.
Yeah, it's true. He's responsible for, some of the most entertaining, but also the most tragic tales in Norse mythology.
Right.
But it's important to remember that Loki's actions, they're often what drives the narrative forward.
Okay.
They set those events in motion that ultimately lead to Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. It's like this looming threat of destruction that just hangs over everything. It's hard to imagine a more dramatic end to like a story.
It's a big one.
It's more than just the end of the world.
It's not. It's not.
It's like woven into the fabric of Norse mythology.
Totally. It's completely integral to their whole cosmology. Just imagine like endless winter gripping the 9 realms.
Oh.
3 years of darkness, despair.
That's a long time.
The sun and the moon just swallowed up by these monstrous wolves.
Oh, no.
The stars are gone. It's chillin'.
It really makes you think about how differently they must have viewed life and death compared to other cultures.
It's a really good point. They didn't just accept death. It was a part of a larger cycle. Right. And Ragnarok, it wasn't the end. It was a transition.
Okay.
It was rebirth.
And that transition, it's depicted very vividly and violently in the myths.
Well, it was a violent time.
The earth splits open, the Bifrost cracks, giants are marching.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely awe-inspiring, even for them, I think.
Right.
But then from that devastation, a new world emerges.
Okay.
Green. Fertile.
Wow.
And it's going to be populated by the descendants of Luf and Lifthrasir.
Who are they?
They're the 2 humans who survive.
How did they survive that?
They sheltered inside Yggdrasil.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and even Balder, whose death kind of helped bring about Ragnarok, he comes back.
Oh, wow.
From the underworld.
So even in this final battle, there is still that glimmer of hope.
Always.
A sense of renewal.
That's the thing about the Vikings. It's not just about destruction.
It's about what comes after.
Exactly.
It's like the ultimate reset button.
Yeah.
But not going back to the beginning, but like an opportunity for something.
Yeah.
Even greater.
Yes. 100%. It's really a powerful concept. And I think one that they found very comforting, actually.
Really?
Yeah, the cyclical nature of existence. The idea that after even the worst possible thing, life would begin again.
Yeah, it's a powerful message, resilience and hope.
Exactly.
And that's what I think is so amazing about these ancient tales. It makes us think differently about our place in the world, our own cycles in life, how we view challenges and change.
Yeah, and even though now these stories are ancient, we're still talking about them.
Right.
Those themes of courage, resilience, finding meaning when things are tough. Those are things we can all relate to.
Absolutely. Well, this was quite a journey. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the heart of Viking mythology. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking out those stories that make us think differently about ourselves and the world.